ooh, Hunbats is in this game. We have Lasbra potentially being able to run things. That becomes a very dangerous thing to play around.
Well, Lasbra, the quote from the man himself is, yeah, I think winning's better. Let's see if Renegades can get it done in game number 1.
Anyone they can find contact with. If Panatom starts the fight, that's where we're going to see a lot of it.
It's SOT, though, that's been made the target. He's locked down in the cage. Fatal Strike, though, has an extra rider. I don't think he was expecting it. Was Panatom that hopped on board with that last breath. Solar Troll ends up dropping, and Sanguine find first blood. We were wondering where the...
I like the cheeky play trying to sneak away the gold free, but now Renegades have the defensive positioning around it, and Frenzy's popped.
That means they're all in committed to make this happen. Tycho Drums is happening way in the backline, and Panatom gets isolated. That means Venenu gets an easy kill. Wrongyou gets executed, and the re-engage, I think, is on. The To the Skies ultimate has gotten some aggressive positioning, and here it comes. He's bringing the entire cavalry, and Netroid won't even get off the ground. That is 3 unanswered from Renegades, and now this could be trouble for Yarkor. He still has his ultimate, but he wants to go in aggressive. The Gold Fury's not even low. This is potentially risky from the Sanguine solo laner.
When him using his ultimate there, the Yorkor, it means that he can no longer contest this Gold Fury safely. He almost has to give it up. If he moves it at all, he has no escape tools, and they're 5 strong on the side of Renegades. That seemed like a bit of frustration on the first fight there.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that call from Yarkor either. Renegades are able to get the Gold Fury, and now Yarkor is a bit of a sitting duck. He's stuck inside the slow field, but he's really not taking that much damage, but it comes all at once. Yarkor ends up popping Shinto aggressively with the Thunder Crash. Does at least get the kill on the Lasbra to answer, but Renegades got what they wanted. A 4-for-1 and the Fury. There wasn't any down to right around half. That's a good strife, though. You love starting fights off that way. Wrongyou is the one who's been positionally committed. He makes it back out, but that's all their leaps at this point used defensively on the side of Sanguine. So Renegades re-pull. They pop the Frenzy. That means that they're all in this fight, and Lasbra has hooked around to the side, waiting on his moment, but still patient. Now he starts to step in. Fear No Evil committed solely onto Wrongyou. I don't think that that's what Lasbra was particularly looking for there, but they do own all the positioning around the Oni Fury. They should be able to grab it. Wrongyou reinitiates, but Renegades secure the objective. The execute comes through for SOT as well. They get their pick and the Fury. Spectrals at this point, so these Hunters should be swinging with Rage and Wind Demon and all the like are available for both of them. The one in trouble first, though, is Wrongyou. He leaps away on the Odin, is able to reposition, but there's aggression to Awesome Jake as well. Ultimate lands on the Panatom. That's well placed for Venenu. Fear No Evil dissects the fight as well. Finally, the cage ends up dropping for Wrongyou, and that does prevent the chase. It actually locks in Solar Troll, and Netroid picks him off. It's further aggressive from Awesome Jake to try and stop Shinto, but Awesome Jake has just become the target. Yarkor dies in the back, but Awesome Jake has no one to run to. There is no friendly target. He ends up getting blown up. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Sanguine.
Out, and it's just going to return back to this neutral state again.
Beads were used on every carry except for Venenu, though. Shinto, Netroid, and Barracuda all going to have to wait for that extra CC immunity. That's why Lasbra is pulling the trigger. Netroid did not have the beads, so he was a sitting duck. And they're on the left side of the map, but this Fury about to come up here in 8 seconds. They could even rotate all the way over to FG because Netroid's 50 seconds.
Stacks on his Urchin just yet. Has 2 shields available as well. It seems like he's trying to be a secondary assassin for his team.
He recognizes they got a bunker bust to some extent, but Awesome Jake has taken too much damage. Fear No Evil from Lasbra, though, prevents the follow-up and very nearly gets the kill onto Shinto. Beads allows him to get into reposition, but now he's been caught by that last breath, so he'll die in trade. But look how low Panatom is as well. This is room for Renegades to start acting to try and capitalize, and it looks like the capitalization will be on the Oni Fury. Awesome Jake will get into zone position, dashes in, but doesn't find the stun. He serves himself up on a silver platter. That means the Oni Fury no longer an option. Sanguine start to step forward now, knowing that they're the ones with the advantage. They grab the Oni Fury and start to retreat. Shinto alive on the backside. They might not even get a chance to answer that question, though, if the Fire Giant fight is starting up instead. It's Sanguine finally being proactive, but perhaps it's a bait. They're coming to the aid of Panatom, who's aggressive on the front line, and Wrongyou gets the cage down on everyone. Tycho Drums is chewing through as well, brings Venenu down quite low. Yarkor wants to try and put in the last bit of damage, but it's Shinto on the Raijin who gets that job done. They get that kill. It's a 5v4, but Sanguine are so low, they can't feel comfortable starting up FG here. This counter initiation from Sanguine has been so strong, and now they're leveraging it. They're pulling the Fire Giant yet again, and Renegades kind of afraid to walk into those choke points because they know what'll happen. Sanguine waiting for them, dropping the FG and forcing the issue, caging in 2 members and into the Taiko drum yet again. Solar Troll gets chunked too low. Awesome Jake can't make it off the ground either. Shinto the one that comes out with the kill crate, and Yarkor stepping on the gas, diving all the way underneath the tier 2 tower. Fear No Evil, a desperate last-ditch effort isn't going to do enough as now Barracuda is stuck in the line of fire, and Shinto gets the killing spree.
I wish chat could see the huge smile on my face having seen some aggression. The second Sanguine identified that Ven was trying to defend the Phoenix on the other side of the map, they immediately gas pedal in, pick up another kill. Only 1 member left is Lazra. No ultimate available. 5 strong are Sanguine. This could be the game.
I'm thinking it should be at this point, right? There's no way Lazra without Fear No Evil can do enough to defend. It's slow going, burning down the right side Phoenix, but they should be doing much more damage to the actual Titan. 38 minutes it took to get to this point, and Lazra all alone, 1 lone monkey to try and defend, but Yarkor and Rongyu too weak to try and absorb any more damage from this Titan. But there's just no way to defend. Sanguine have done enough, and they take down Renegades in game number 1.
About Horus, it's going to be healing that both teams have, although Guan Yu's maybe going to be a little bit easier to apply.
Thanks, Dawson.
And
we are
protection
indeed
shred,
moving
which
into
cannot
game
be
number 2. We're saying
Look at the solo laner
we're
opening up the door for the damage.
That we don't get to see a ton
Renegades
of
looking to try something new here in game 2 and push us on into game number 3.
Often thought of as kind of without having to commit the ultimate. It's kind of a little bit less team fight presence, but in the 1v1 he can kill you and still have the Typhoon potentially for later on engagements. This is trouble, though, for Yarkor. He's used the ultimate now, and that's just what Sanguine were waiting on. They lock him down with the stun. Now he's stuck in the cage. They pull him back in, and Renegades find an easy 3-man gank over on right and shut down Yarkor.
There, no ultimate was really needed. He didn't have to blink in to find the distance, so that's just a clean trade for him.
Looking for Yarkor again. The stun comes out for SOT, but this time the Odin's not here, so the kill potential has to be a lot less, you would think, but Lazra able to chew him up anyway. The Horus ultimate is here, blink in, but Solar Troll blocks the Cobra's Kiss. Lazra used beads anyway, but that's still a huge play, and now Awesome Jake is here, leap forward and drops the cage. I hope you guys are ready to rage. Able to make it out of there thanks to a nicely placed minion, but it doesn't get away from Beneni's Agni bombs. Lazra gets the kill credit. That's a big play in solo.
Imagine we see some Gold Fury contention, and pretty soon we see some tier 1 towers picked out, maybe even some fights forced around solo lane some more.
Well, this is bad news, Bears. The only problem with Last Breath is that you do drop in place, but Venenu didn't quite have the damage. I wonder if he only had 1 bomb there. But Rongyu in some trouble here on the left-hand side. Typhoon's not enough, but Awesome Jake locks Rongyu in again. Shinto does get the kill on the Lazra, so support for jungle's pretty good, but not if Shinto is in trouble too. Airstrike to close the gap. They don't even need it. Awesome Jake, the 408 himself, finding the double.
He's getting so much value off these ultimates. Every time it comes down, whoever's in it is falling. Now a 2-for-0 trade, or 2-for-1 rather, in favor of Renegades. The Gold Fury is picked up. Netroid gets his beads forced out. He still doesn't have his ultimate available.
But Awesome Jake is in trouble now because Panatom rotates over to make it a 2-for-1. Meanwhile, Barracuda and Venenu don't have enough damage through the Fury by themselves. They end up with a fractured fight. If that was going to be the call eventually, Panatom, when he plays this Circuit, he really does like it to be a bit more on the facilitating side than on the outright damage. As Awesome Jake steps up the front line, Pyromancer goes down in favor of Renegades, and now Yarkor is taking too much damage. I should say Rongyu, rather. He gets caught in the cage. That's a nice cleanup kill for SOT.
He's going to be able to get the burst heal from that soul gem, as well as SOT healing off of his first ability. There's a lot of sustain coming out of Renegade's comp. Deceptive sustain.
Isn't the 1v2 you thought it was, fellas? It's actually the 2-on-2. Lazra shows up, and Renegades turn the fight around. Meanwhile, in right, the 3v3 is happening, a war on 2 fronts, and Renegades are winning both of them. Venenu shuts down Rongyu quite nicely. Awesome Jake has the stun held, but he's looking to make sure no one's coming for Venenu rather than trying to help that fight coming. He steps over to try and provide some peel were it necessary. All-in commit instead. That was the blink from Awesome Jake, looking to try and trap out a member. They're going to pop the Frenzy as well, but Shinto stops the party in its tracks, goes up to the Taiko drums, but now they're stuck in a narrow corridor. They turn around, they blow up Lazra, and it looks like a pause has come out
from Renegades, as well as all this long-range damage kind of shifting the focus of the game. I mean, Ven just drops Netroid to literally an inch away from death.
to this fight on the tier 2 tower, but only down 6,000. Maybe they do like it. Panatom's looping around. Wrongu steps in and gets popped immediately. A risky proposition, and it does not pay dividends. They're all still stuck inside the cage. A Thunder Crash allows for Shinto to reposition, but everyone else is running for the hills. The Yarkor quite low. Netroid stuck in no man's land, has to use Aegis, pulled back in by Lasbra, and Netroid's cut to size. It's a 5v3 in favor of Renegades.
Well, I was going to say that Sanguine actually has a very good Phoenix defense comp. Shinto would have been able to deal a lot of damage from far away. Wrongu could lock down anyone that moved.
This is the weakest Phoenix, the hardest one for them to try and defend. Another minute on the FG for Renegades. They've got time to go about this patiently, but why be patient when you can step in? Another big two-man stun from Venenu. That range initiation is strong, so Lasbra goes right to the backline, forces out the Aegis from Netroid. Left side Phoenix is already down. Shinto puts out some damage, but it's Netroid whose life gets claimed. And Solar Troll continue to look for more. They finally ease up. Renegades have taken both side Phoenixes and can now threaten mid.
Barracuda was the only one that took any damage there. He's going to be able to heal up with Guan Yu as well as the lifesteal. Now one less member for Sanguine. It's only getting harder as time goes on.
Awesome Jake in first, but the mid Phoenix has already burned. This defense from Sanguine has been paper thin. Shinto is still alive. There's 4 members up for Sanguine, but Renegades are all inning onto the Titan. Yarkor ends up falling. The damage from the backline is too strong, and we'll have our second game number 3 as Renegades force us to it.
Freya, this Ganesh, they need to stand out.
I don't know. I'm waiting with bated breath. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of fun gods to watch. It's 1-1. It's game 3. Finch, let's break this tie.
Went out from Netroid and means he won't have that safe option next time.
He does maintain his beads, however, but without that ultimate, it's going to be very easy for Lasbra to gank. Instead, goes over to solo lane. Now Yarkor in some trouble. That's 2 games in a row that we see an early rotation from Lasbra and putting Yarkor just a little bit behind, facilitating solo or troll to maybe put some aggression in that lane or rotate out. That's fantastic play from Renegades.
Did he not have enough mana for his ultimate, perhaps, there? Because I don't even think he tried.
Or has that Jade Emperor's Helm available. It's not going to be quite as easy to gank. I'm going to take that power away from both the jungler and the soul laner, but Wrongu left alone.
And has been locked down inside the cage. Doesn't have the dash available for him, and Wrongu will end up falling in again. Awesome Jake gets the kill credit there in that situation. So Renegades continuing this pressure. This is so different. Even from game 2, I do think they had more pressure in game 2.
Will certainly take it. It's very comfortable fighting out on objectives. However, he hasn't been forced to use his ultimate even once, so that's a huge teamfight tool that's available at all times.
Wrongu has been the focus early on in this fight, but it's Lasbra who ends up paying for it. Panatom gets to the back line and cuts him down, even escapes with a blink over the wall, and Barracuda can't quite punish. Venenu low too, and they've left Awesome Jake to the Wolves. What a response here from Sanguine. Renegades posture around the Gold Fury. They start up the fight, but Sanguine answer back nicely.
So our Crusher picked up here to continue that power spike very quickly. Instead, he's going to go ahead and elect to get a stacking item and slow down his own build.
Well, maybe going in line with the Hasten Ring pickup. Sanguine are aggressing. Barracuda didn't even have time to airstrike. He gets blown up while he's still touching the ground. Sanguine have the Fury pulled, and it is quite low, but they're dropping it for now, looking for this action here instead. I thought Renegades were going to continue to be the aggressors, but Sanguine finally liked their fight. SOT is right in the thick of it, though. Up onto the horse he goes. Sanguine with the Gold Fury, and Netroid from safety fires down shots, but SOT waits for him when he lands and cleans up the kill, so in comes the Yarkor, knocking up everybody that's in his way as Panatom desperately tries to flee. Renegades know they've lost the objective, so they want some blood on the back end.
I literally blinked, and then Barracuda was removed from my screen. Renegades can get back into this. They just need to establish this defensive positioning around the Fire Giant and make sure that Sanguine doesn't run away with another sneaky objective.
Well, better than defensive, they get aggressive. Renegades take the Pyromancer, but look at that lockdown. Awesome Jake only barely gets out of there. That's a good cage to keep Panatom from finding the cleanup kill as well. Solo or Troll, the last one to exit. But Sanguine know a lot of Ultra just used by Renegades. They're going to start up this Fire Giant, and this isn't even necessarily a heavy commit. They want to force Renegades to step in to a fight that they just can't win. Yarkor's the front line, but he gets stunned, takes a ton of free damage, and Venenu doesn't let him get the ultimate off. What a huge answer back from Renegades to punish Sanguine at the FG.
That's exactly what 3 meteors are going to do to you. I don't care if you're Jormungandr. I don't care if you're using the command hook me up like some of the patch notes shows we see. It's going to put you in the dirt eventually. Venenu, one opportunity to land all 3 shots, takes it and puts him in the ground.
And Renegades get the FG. They're going to get a kill on the Panatom here as well. Sanguine stuck around. That was that middle ground I was alluding to earlier where Sanguine seemed a bit indecisive. Talking about more. I just don't know if Renegades are going to give us much more chance. They want to continue to get aggressive. They got the tier 1, tier 2 in mid, and they want to come collect here in left. But Sanguine again playing some defense. Lasbra's lurking over the wall. He was on a ward, walks back into it, so they certainly know he's here. There's the Dharmic Pillars to try and punish the disengage. Odin Cage comes out in response. Rongyu goes right through it, and Panatom gets to Venenu in the backline. That Agni damage has been so critical, but Barracuda shuts down Panatom, but Netroid blows up Lasbra. It's a bloodbath under the tier 2 tower as Netroid finds himself a double kill. Sanguine coming out on top with 3 members still standing. They stand strong around the tier 2. Done up until now. Look at Yarkor's build here, Myth. It's not the tankiest in the world. He just added this mantle, which I think is going to add a lot. As Solar Troll gets grabbed by the Banish, and that's what I mean about safe initiation. SOT gets punished, and Netroid grabs the kill.
Renegades moves up too far. It'll happen again. Whoop comes out, chain CC. You're dead in an instant because this Freya is a literal chainsaw at this point.
Bera's the furthest member forward, and that's never going to work. Panatom pops him nicely, and Bera ends up falling. Sanguine now in a 5v3. The cage from Awesome Jake does lock in 2. He jumps away, but Shinto has hunted down Venenu. This could be disaster. This could be the end now for Renegades. As Sanguine starting to storm on through. Shinto jumps over the wall. No axe to land, but he still puts in the bladed arrow. Lasbra barely ends up living, but the hail of arrows connects, and Lasbra's in a coffin. Sanguine heading right back to the Fire Giant off the back of a big play.
They had maybe a little bit of a questionable play, but it shouldn't affect them too much as they have this positioning around fire.
Definitely still favored here, but Awesome Jake and Solar Troll have pulled off some heroics before. Perhaps they can find a way to make it happen one more time. Yarkor steps up to zone. Fire Giant down incredibly low, and SOT can't make it in. He does get up onto the horse, but Sanguine do manage to secure the objective, and now SOT, a bit of a sitting duck. Dash gets him around the corner, but further aggression from Rongyu. Hail of arrows lands as well. They pull SOT back in, and Sanguine punished. Now the rest of Renegades have just got to hope they can regroup and get in position in time to defend.
Titan 5 is nearly a death sentence for Renegades at this point.
Netroid only needs a few moments. Rongyu buys him some time, sends in 1 shot, but not really much more than that. It's a full 5-man stack on the left-hand side here from Sanguine. Meanwhile, Renegades keeping topped off thanks to SOT, and all in is Awesome Jake. They might have a chance to lock down Rongyu. Awesome Jake makes it back out, but Rongyu is plenty safe. Barracuda, though, gets 1. Solar Troll gets the next, but Shinto and Netroid answer back with 2 of their own to make this 3 against 3. Venenu barely lives, but Sanguine controlled the space around the Phoenix. They were able to step in and burn down the left side burn. Meanwhile, the Titan was brought down to half HP as well.
This next team fight.
This is critical for them. There will be fire minions to worry about in left lane where they can't defend, and they might be able to defend the ones in right. Awesome Jake jumps in, but they can't all in commit, trying to get Panatom. Lasper did a knockup. I wonder if he was trying to find a blink and couldn't get it, but they've got some members low on the side of Renegades. SOT falls first. Shinto is the other part of this 2-headed snake that Renegades can't wrangle as he shuts down 1. Lasper in trouble too. Can't quite burn down Panatom, and so he gets his life taken by Netroid in the last.
Gonna be a heroic feat for Renegades to deflect this siege, especially considering Freya will put that Titan down in 5 auto attacks. They have plenty of long-ranged engagement. Sanguine does. If anyone gets whooped, they're dead.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised they even went for the right side Phoenix. That's how favored I would say they are on this Titan defense, but they play it patiently, dot their I's, cross their T's. Awesome Jake takes quite a bit of poke, but so does Yarkor. Perhaps not as free as envisioned as Renegades slow them down, but the question becomes, can they Fire Giant? And honestly, they can't really afford to fight in their Titan room at this point, can they? So they must come out and try and take this fight here instead. Panatom goes right to the backline. Dharmic Pillar's there too, but he takes a bunch of damage. Barracuda gets the first kill. This could potentially be problems now for Sanguine. Ganesh gets out of the Odin Cage, no problem. And the disengage is here, but now Renegades starting up the Fire Giant. They're burning it quickly. Sanguine have to come back in. They can't let this go down for free. Sanguine steal away the FG. Shinto blows up Lasbra, their last hope might have just gone away here for the Renegades if they can't hang on, but they're trying to collapse on the Netroid. He's alone here in the back line, goes up to the sky with the Valkyrie's discretion and returns the damage, but they keep him healed up. Barracuda finds the double kill. Shito enters back, but that's the triple from big time Barra, and now they want Yarkor as well. Sanguine, we're on the precipice of victory, but Barracuda goes back in time for the quadrants, a day aside, and Sanguine, if they have to go back to the baseline, they have to defend their Titan.
No end available for Renegades, but what a heroic play
no!
from Barracuda. That's the only thing they could have wanted there. Their Phoenixes are on the way to being respawned. Mid's already back up. The right side Phoenix coming back up as well, but the fight starts in this long lane.
Oh, this could be trouble. Solar Troll is low in the back. He's got to make sure he's getting back out of there. The Phoenixes are all back up. The Titan will start to heal, but now they're in this tough engagement. Barracuda is low, and Yarkor pops the Thorns. He can't kill him through it. Awesome Jake goes down too. There was a flash of brilliance, a moment of opportunity, but Sanguine snatches it right back. They're not willing to give this game up. It's just Beninu left, and he can't do enough to defend up against 5. He looks for the turnaround, tries to blow up Shito, but that's the deicide. Sanguine answer back. Right side Phoenix gonna fall to minions, and now they can go on to end this set.
What a tearjerker, man. I mean, it's not often that you see such high-level play go unrewarded.